Today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the DJI Mini 2 drone and talking about how it's been for the first 5 months of owning it. How's it going, guys? My name is Chad Ainsworth, and on this channel I focus on photography, travel, and beach life. And it's my goal to help you become a better photographer or videographer while also throwing a few beach vibes your way from right here in South Florida. But no, yeah, today I'm here on Juno Pier, here in Juno Beach, as you can see. And it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day. Lots of color in the water today, so I figured, hey, I've had this DJI Mini 2 for 5 months now. I shot a review video of it before. Go check that out back on my channel. It's good. But I figured, hey, let's take the drone out, get some shots of the pier here, and chat about why I love this drone so much and why it's definitely worth it, especially for YouTube work. It's a fantastic drone. But all right, let's go out on the end of the pier and put this drone up in the sky. Alright, back at the house now. On to the topic of the video, the DJI Mavic Mini 2. Or not Mavic, I always want to say that, it's just the DJI Mini 2. I hope you guys liked all that sample footage I tried to include there. Pretty good subject there with the pier in Juno Beach to be able to capture with a drone. I just want to say that after 5 months of owning this thing, it has been a complete joy to use this drone. And that is something I could have never said about any drone that I've owned or used prior to this drone. I started with the GoPro drone, Karma drone, which was a nightmare. That thing would lose GPS signal and fly off all the time on its own. I'd have to try to manually grab it and take it and land it, and it was just a mess, and I stopped using it after a couple of videos I shot with it way back in 2018. And after that, I upgraded to the DJI Spark. I had that for a little while. It was a good little drone, but it lacked, it used that Wi-Fi signal, which is for a remote connection, which was always a problem. It wasn't that great at flying. It was okay. It only shot in 1080p. It didn't shoot in 4K, which was a big deal for me. And the cons just started outweighing the pros for that. And so I decided to upgrade from that to the DJI Mavic Air, the first gen version. And I was reasonably happy with that drone. I was able to get some good shots with it. I was able to use it regularly. The battery life was fantastic on it. The image quality was great from it. I loved the 4K image quality I would get out of it, which it's honestly very similar image quality to what you get out of this thing. You just had a little bit more manual control over the settings for video, but as you guys know with my channel, I'm all about capturing video as close to the end product as possible in camera without having to do very much at all in post. And so once I realized that, the cons of the Mavic Air for me were the connectivity and the remote and the range. Because it was also using a Wi-Fi signal between the remote and the drone. And there's always issues with interference with that. But once they released this thing, the Mini 2, with this awesome new drone remote, which is such an improvement over the previous drone remotes that DJI included with the drones. This thing is so much more ergonomic in the hands. It feels so much better when you're gripping it and you've got the joysticks out and you're controlling it. Your phone pops into it so much easier. With this thing popping out and it compresses into it instead of having to like pin it between the prongs on the bottom. You got the built-in cable right here that tucks away and hides away very easily inside of this compartment. Everything about this thing is just so much more intuitive, and it charges via USB-C just like the drone charges via USB-C, so you only need one cable for all of it. So much more simple and easy to use, and this uses radio signals instead of Wi-Fi signals to communicate with the drone. And what that means is that this gets a 6-mile range, which is just insane. And I can tell you, I've put that to the test. I've never tried to fly it 6 miles away, but I've had it a couple of miles from me and not a single frame of video is dropping from my preview on my phone, not a single bit of interference in terms of controlling it. It's all smooth and buttery smooth and just awesome to control and such a pleasure to use. Even though you're not able to control any of the video settings with this, it's just what you see is what you get straight out of the camera. But for me, because I like what's coming straight out of this camera, it works. And you can still tweak it a little in post. You can still bump the shadows up a tiny bit, bring back the highlights just a little bit, and you can just do a little bit to the color, and you can make the footage come alive in post if you want. But this gets great image quality straight out of camera. It's super easy to fly. It's super easy to use and maintain. It's super easy to charge everything. The battery life on this thing is still amazing. It's just as good as the Mavic Air was. All I need is I've got one battery in the drone, and I bought one additional battery for emergency backup, and I've been good. I rarely ever even need to use this. I follow the philosophy of putting your drone in the air only if you already have in mind, based on your surroundings, a straight-on shot, a top-down diagonal shot, and a completely top-down shot where you're looking straight down to the ground. If I feel like I've got those three angles that are worthwhile capturing, I'll put the drone in the air and get all three of those and then bring the drone back down so I don't have to burn a bunch of the battery life, and I can use the drone again in another location if I want to during the shoot. So for all of that, this thing has been fantastic. I've totally enjoyed it. If you do YouTube videos, I think this is the perfect YouTube drone because it's so compact and lightweight. It fits so easily into your bag with the remote, no problem. And at $449, I think this was, brand new. It's just a giant pleasure to use. You won't regret getting this drone if you don't want the fuss of all the other professional grade drones, but you want most of the image quality and the ease of use and the range and connectivity of the professional drones. That's what makes the DJI Mini 2 so interesting. You get the range and the connectivity, you get the image quality of a professional grade drone, and it's easy to use, easy to fly, simple to pack, lightweight, all of that good stuff. And of course, being under 249 grams, you're able to fly it in a lot of places where you otherwise wouldn't have been able to with the bigger drone. But alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my 5 months later review of the DJI Mini 2. Go out and pick one up. I don't have any links in the description because I don't do that. I'm not one of those YouTubers. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to share my opinion and hopefully add value to your life. So again, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Later.